+2 सेकेंड ईयर पिला माने तो मोर नेक्स्ट तो इंग्लिश एग्जाम अच्छे तो हेतिर लगी मुईटा बहुत सिलेक्टिव कोचिंग आंसर आनिछे बहुत बोले 10टा नु बेसी भी नहीं तो 10टा सिलेक्टिव कोचिंग आनिछे और तार आंसर भी आंसर बहुत शॉर्ट रे लिखा है बेसी लॉन्ग भी नहीं करावा कि बेसी शॉर्ट भी नहीं करावा तार पत्र लिखा है एटा बहुत सिलेक्टिव कोचिंग मने है तुम एटा पढ़ी के जीतबो इथिरु बहुत तुम 8 मार्किया पढ़वा तो सारे पढ़ुचन कोचिंग अनुसार 2टा कही दूचन तो देख कौन ता पढ़ुचन और कमेंट कर बताओ हमार वीडियो तुमको केनता लागसी जे।
Answer. The title is appropriate because the story revolves entirely around the author's grandmother. It is a pen portrait of her physical appearance, her inner beauty, and her spiritual nature. The author describes her transition from the village life to the city life, and finally her death, showing her constant faith and compassion, feeding sparrows. The entire narrative is a tribute to her character. 2. Describe the physical and mental qualities of grandfather in the portrait of a lady. Answer. The grandfather's portrait hung above the mantelpiece. He looked at least 100 years old, with a long white beard covering his chest. Mentally, he appeared as someone who could only have lots and lots of grandchildren. He looked like a man of a bygone era, dignified and ancient, contrasting with the grandmother's active spiritual life. 3. How does the poet describe the beauty of the daffodils in Daffodils? Answer. Wordsworth describes the daffodils as a crowd and a host, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. He compares them to the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way. They stretched in a never-ending line along the margin of the bay. Their golden color and joyful movement surpass the beauty of the sparkling waves, filling the poet's heart with gay company. 4. What is the central theme of the poem, The Village Schoolmaster? Answer. The theme is a mixture of respect and humor towards a village teacher. Goldsmith describes him as a man of great knowledge, who could write, cipher, and argue, but also as a strict disciplinarian, a man severe and stern to view. The poem highlights how the simple villagers admired his immense learning, wondering how one small head could carry all he knew. 5. Explain the significance of the title Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening. Answer. The title sets the scene of a weary traveler pausing to admire nature's beauty. However, the woods symbolize the temptation to escape from reality. The title signifies the conflict between the desire for rest/beauty and the promises, duties, one must fulfill in life before sleep, death. 6. Discuss the message of the story, The Magic Flute. Answer. The story emphasizes that true art and music have the power to bridge gaps and bring peace. It shows that material wealth is secondary to the spiritual satisfaction found in creativity. The flute represents a connection to nature and the human soul, proving that beauty lies in simplicity. 7. Character sketch of the doctor in the doctor's word. Answer. Dr. Raman is a man of truth and precision. He believes that a doctor's word can either save a life or kill a patient. He never gave false hopes. However, for his friend Gopal, he breaks his own rule and tells a white lie to boost Gopal's will to live. This shows that despite his professional toughness, he had a deeply compassionate heart. 8. Why did the author's grandmother stop talking before her death? Answer. The grandmother realized that her end was near. She felt she had omitted to pray during the last few hours of her life while celebrating her grandson's return. Therefore, she didn't want to waste any more time talking to family members. She lay peacefully in bed, praying and telling her beads, until the rosary fell from her lifeless fingers. 9. What does In London Town teach us about human nature? Answer. The poem reflects on the loneliness and coldness of urban life. Despite being in a crowded city like London, people are indifferent to each other's suffering. It contrasts the busy, uncaring nature of the city with the need for human empathy and kindness. 10. How does the poet compare the daffodils with the stars? Answer. The poet uses a simile to compare the daffodils to the Milky Way. Just as stars are countless and twinkle in the night sky, the daffodils were thousands in number and tossed their heads in a lively dance. This comparison elevates the flowers from simple plants to a celestial and divine experience. Exam tips for English.
आरो इता संगे आमर ई वीडियो इन एंड होचे जे भी आमर चैनल रे नुआ के प्लीज सब्सक्राइब कर देबो ता संगे संगे वीडियो के लाइक कर देबो नेक्स्ट वीडियो रे मिलमा।